I think that's something that most entrepreneurs and business owners kind of forget about, like having a happy, workforce is often a productive workforce, and it reduces turnover, it increases retention, and just makes life worth living, right? You want to enjoy where you're working and what you're doing. You must have a lot of data, Steve, right, on people and see trends and habits and common green flags, common red flags. What are the common trends that you see with people that have, I don't know if strong mental health is the word, but people that are happy and positive and optimistic, despite all the war and the chaos and everything that's happening in the world today? How would somebody be happy? How would somebody have good mental health? What mistakes are ruining people's happiness?
Yeah, so I guess maybe first of all, just to present a model to help understand happiness, well-being, and mental health or mental ill health. I think for a while, people have thought of those as like two opposite ends of one spectrum. You've got mental health problems and you've got happiness and fulfillment on the one end. Research doesn't quite support that, right? So you can almost think of it more as two axes, X and Y axis. X axis being presence of mental ill health symptoms, and then no symptoms, right? But no symptoms doesn't necessarily mean thriving, flourishing, well-being. So that's the one axis. But then you've got this other axis, which you can think of more as like an axis of low mental well-being or low positive mental health, high mental well-being. And the research shows that someone with a mental health diagnosis is still able to experience well-being, fulfillment, joy in life, if they have the right conditions and the right support and the right proactive behaviors, etc., which I can get to in a moment. And equally, someone without a diagnosis might be really struggling, like it's called languishing, because they don't have the right supports, the right environment, the right behaviors, etc. So it's important just to understand that nuance. So if I'll focus more on the well-being side of it, what supports our flourishing, our mental well-being, that kind of thing. First of all, relationships is key. So the quality of our relationships. It's a very long study done. Well, the results are revealed relatively recently. And it was, I think, about an 80-year study. But I think, what is the secret to happiness and well-being? And the biggest factor was quality of relationships. I think that's important. And I'd say quality of relationships comes down to our capacity to pay attention to one another, to listen. I think those are some key things that we can do from our side. Besides that, the obvious things like lifestyle, so healthy eating, getting enough sleep, that's a foundational factor for well-being. Good nutrition, movement, exercise, all of that. But then also coping mechanisms to be able to handle challenges that you face in your life. So we can learn those. But I think social support during challenges is obviously really important. It comes back to the relationships piece as well. The final thing I'll say is I think mindset does play a role here. How we view the world, how we view ourselves in the world can make a difference when it comes to how adversity impacts us, right? If we see it through a more hopeful, optimistic lens, and I don't mean a Pollyanna, everything's wonderful lens, but like try and find that silver lining, hope doesn't mean wishful thinking. It means believing in a better future, but then taking action on that and having some sense of agency. So I think mindset plays an important role as well.
I love the emphasis on relationships there. I mean, the quality of your relationships really is the quality of your life. If you're surrounded by miserable and depressed people, it's going to rub off on you, and vice versa, right? If you're surrounded by happy, excited, energetic, passionate people, it's only a matter of time before you're going to become happy and positive and energetic, and you really are the result of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Translates into everything, right? From your health to your level of income to your relationships, your state of mind, and beyond. Okay, cool. I think that's some good insights there for people that kind of want to increase their optimism and positivity when it comes to the mental health.